Hello, Fredlings. I am Claude from Chicago. We are here for real people with real creativity in real time. Fredlings, never give up, and I wanted you. And today we are back with another live stream here in History Adventure Theme Park. Let me turn down the music just slightly. Why is my microphone acting up too? There we go. History Adventure Theme Park. History Adventure Theme Park is an Epcot-style theme park in Planet Coaster that goes through the history adventures of the world. If you're just tuning in, there is now officially a playlist in this description. I'm going to go put them in all the descriptions soon of all of our series. But it is an Epcot-style theme park. You come through the parking, you can come through the check-in, you go through the public relations. If you work here, you go to the back. The train station here, and then you can go into either spaceship to go back in time to the Industrial Revolution in the United Kingdom. Why is this so loud? Thank you, Justin. I literally, right when you said that, I knew it was too loud on my end. The Pyramids of Giza, Palestine, Slovakia, and now the Alamo. Thank you, Justin, again for letting me know the music is a little loud. Yeah, I was playing it in my ear, and I'm like, holy bling blong, it was loud. So, I do want to say, why is this built? I did not see a stream on this. So, there is a stream on this or a time-lapse video, cannot remember, and that's not in the playlist from a long time ago, from 2020, November 17th, 2020. If not, December, January 2021. I can't remember exactly when we built the Alamo, but I think it was pretty early on. We originally built that before New Year's. So, yeah, no, it was definitely 2020. And it was actually long-wise. We had a lot of issues with the first theme park. So we had to condense everything down so it looked uniformly good. So, this year on New Year's Eve, or last year, technically, 2023 New Year's Eve, we did a private live stream in our Discord, and Liam saw this firsthand, us redesign the Alamo. So, this is pretty much an exact recreation of the Alamo's front of the building. We gotta redo the front here in a second. But this is pretty much the exact recreation of the Alamo, but I had to bend it a little bit sideways. So technically the Alamo goes this way and keeps going longer, which this is, but we had to bend it because, there's a huge moat here. So that is why. So technically the Alamo is technically longer, and on the original series it was the correct size, but with sizing and all that stuff and our problems, now we actually kind of got it fit in properly. So that's why you're not seeing us build it again. You will see us do the entrance to the be proper of the Alamo. And we're going to do some recreation. So thank you so much, Justin, Joey, and Red Wolf for coming out to the live stream. And I do want to point this out, at least on the Alamo streams. Now, the Alamo, from what I saw on my quick little research of the Alamo and the history of the Alamo could have had 3 different flags flown, if not 4, depending on who you ask and which historian you ask, from what I briefly researched. If it does change to the correct one, we will change it. But right now, the Alamo could have been using green, white, and red without the Mexican eagle inside of it. It could have been flying the Mexican eagle inside of it. It could have been flying this Texas flag here. It could have been flying the United States flag, and it could have also, for the 5th one, it could have also been flying the green, white, and red flag with it saying 18 whatever on it. So it could have been flying any of those flags. We don't really know from my quick history, but if we do find out what it is, we will change it. I do want to give some brief history, though, which is why we do these theme parks, is the Alamo was actually built as a missionary temple / building. So the Alamo never really was a fortified, it wasn't a fort. It was just a missionary housing place that did just so happen to have walls on it that you could walk on. And the walls in the Alamo were actually very thin, which gave them some very troublesome problems during the siege at the Alamo. Because you just pretty much could just get shot off the top. It was like this amount of room. So there wasn't really much defense on it. Like this here is not realistic. This is not realistic at all. It's just how Planet Coaster worked out. There was no like, oh, I could stand and be fortified. No. At some cases in the Alamo, the highest point was 6 inches, 3 inches. So not really much protection, but the defenders did use it. And we'll go a little bit more history on the next couple live streams. Zach D the Games, thank you so much for coming on out. I'm going to read some comments real quick. Hello, did you manage to let your Discord know that you were streaming, or did they have to guess again? LOL. Unfortunately, they had to guess a little bit. Got off of work a little bit early. Red says, remember the Alamo. Joey says, remember the Alamo. Hey, Claude. Hey, Joey. It could be 5 flags counting your own. You pick. Hello, Zach Daily Games. 6 Flags Great America. Yeah. Hello, Zach. All right. So let's continue. So let's go through my idea and my thought plan for this. Obviously, the Alamo is one of our biggest main areas in History Adventure. People are coming here specifically for the Alamo. And I didn't pick any other countries, but maybe the pyramids as well, because the pyramids are quite huge. They're quite huge, so I think people would be coming that and the UK. So the Alamo's our biggest area, so there should be some sort of roller coaster or some sort of main attraction of ride. Now, I'm going to pull up a picture of the Alamo for people that do not know what the Alamo looks like, and then you can compare if my building looks good or if it looks bad to that. So let's bring it up real quickly. Display capture right here. So this is what the... Oops, let's... I want to go down a little bit over here. So here's where the Alamo is. This flagpole is floating in the air. Excuse me. Not only excuse me, but why will this not let me bring this down? Thank you. So this is what the Alamo looks like in real life. This is what it actually is, the Alamo. And the Alamo is currently flying the Texas flag. But look at, even on the Britannica, look at, even on the Britannica, I guess maybe because this is this is them surrendering, it's a white flag. But you could tell on this, this design here by the Britannica, you could see literally their entire bodies on the Alamo. So, what was the Alamo and how does it hold up into American history? So, if you do not know what the Alamo is, an Alamo, like I said, is a missionary place in the Texas, trying to convert the native population and the natives into being, you know, religious. They were there long before, you know, Texas was a thing. So, in early America, in early American history, Texas was not a part of the United States. You know, let me take a step back real quickly. So, Texas. Let me go back one more step. So, in the United States, the Americans were moving out west, and settlers in the region did not know if this part where the Alamo was a part of the United States or if it was a part of Mexico. The Mexico government did not like the illegal Americans coming in to Texas did not, or Mexico did not like the illegals coming in. What is going on with my game? What is going on with my game? Thank you. But yeah, Mexico was pretty upset that there was a bunch of illegal Americans coming into their country, which it was. The Alamo was technically a part of a part of Mexico. The Alamo was not America at all. So, Mexico got pretty livid at that. I think anybody with a country would be pretty upset with that as well. So the Alamo was not, the Alamo was, people were going over to Texas. These were mostly farmers and stuff like that. Sort of just taking Mexican land and just taking it for their own, calling it their own. So Mexico was pretty upset with that. So they started sending over troops to sort of, get their land back. And the plan was to just say, hey guys, this is actually Mexico, and you guys are gonna need to leave or become Mexican citizens, and pay a lot of money, for all the parts you took. They still wanted compensation back. I mean, anybody would, right? The people were like, this is a very rough history, okay? Don't be like taking this super like depth for depth. But so they were like, okay, this is BS. We were here first because no Mexicans were living on the land. This is our land, the Alamonians said. The Texans. So they said, we aren't leaving. We're not leaving. As what they say on Wolf and Wall Street, we're not leaving. Right? So, Mexico was like, bro, what the bling bling? What do you mean you're not leaving? What do you mean you are not leaving? So they sent some troops over there. Santa Anna came over there, the president of Mexico. Said, y'all are going to need to leave. And they said, no. And then they said, okay, well, if you're not going to leave, we are going to take it back. And then the Alamo says, we do not care. And then, long story short, they fought for an extended period of time. I cannot remember how long the Battle of Alamo was. We're going to look that up right now. Battle of the Alamo. It went from February 23rd to March 6th. So this just happened the other day. 1836. March 6th is when it ended. So 7. Oh. What year was that? How many days was that? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Plus 5. So 11 days. 12 days, depending if it was a leap year. Cannot remember. And they, took the Alamo back for Mexico. Just for a short period of time. This is what happened. So the Mexican Republic had Antonio Lopez del Santana as their leader, which I believe was the Mexican president, with 2,000 troops. And the United States had roughly 185 to 260, depending on if you do count the slaves that were a part of it or not, depending on if you do count the slaves or not. So they came over there and the Mexicans killed 182 to 257 American soldiers. For taking their land. So they pretty much killed everybody there. They let the slaves go and they let the women go. They did not kill them. They freed them. But the Americans killed 60. Americans killed 60 Mexicans and 250 were wounded. So there was quite a lot of, fighting there. Big, important people in history, if you are curious who was at the battle for the United States. William Travis, David Bowie, Davy Crockett, William Carey, George Kimball, and somebody else that I do not know. But that is pretty much what happened at the Alamo. The Texans got their independence. The Texans were able to reach and get their independence, and they were an independent country for 10 years. One of the only states in the United States that had their own democracy in their own country for 10 years. Isn't that crazy? 10 years they were their own country. The California Republic, that everyone always loves to fame and say they, the California Republic was only a country for 3 weeks. Texas was its own country for 10 years. So there's a big significant difference in terms of time. That's just something to think about. Okay, so I'm trying to get this pathway sort of set up properly so we can get this all sort of back to how we had it before, back in the day. So we have this here. So in real life, there is a nice, very green, patchy area out front. It might be a little longer than what we're doing, but I do want to keep that consistent in our build. Now, inside of Planet Coaster, this is going to make us link up so belongingly weird. So you might have me have a little bit of a mental heart attack here. I might also make it a little smaller so that we can have a smaller in section, but we can actually have this sort of line up a little nicer than what the game will allow us to do. So we'll go like this. And then we'll go like this. And that is probably as good as we're probably going to get it. This side I actually do not like how that lined up. That looks a little nicer. So now we'll have the Alamo in here, and then that should be all good to go so that we can get people coming down here. Alright. Other things I want to do is I do want to reflatten this foundation out, which I've sort of already did a little bit earlier. So I do want to make sure that this is all flat, because we're going to be doing a lot of work here. We're going to have a ride. Don't know if it's going to be a coaster yet or not. I do not know if it is going to be a coaster or not. But we are definitely going to have a ride and get that going. So we had the Alamobiles ride here, which is a bumper car ride. So that's why you didn't see us put any bumper cars down in the earlier section. So we do have a ride already set up. We just got to make sure that we get that re-going here. So let's sort of make this all flat and get that going right now. Zach Daily Games says, the path layout looks good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it should be like the real Alamo. Has anybody been to the Alamo in real life before? I have not. I would love to go see the Alamo, and I would like to remember it. So, if anybody has, let us know in chat if you have been to the Alamo. And do you remember it? Alright. I would like to try to get this in the middle, if all possible. Alright, there we go. It's a little wonky, but I'm not really too concerned about that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 buildings here. So let's see if we have any people that are working that are not a part of it. And I know there's somebody that's working somewhere that's not a part of this. So we just got to find them. And how do we find them? On this side over here, it'll say most likely Alamo something. Alamo Gopi Soda, Alamo Info, Alamo Pipshot Water. There may or may not be another one. This does not go in alphabetical order. It just goes into placement order. We're going to select all of this area here. And make sure that everything's highlighted. And we're going to call this, I think we're getting another autosave because it's not letting me type. Alamo. And we'll press save work roster. Go back to our staff and refine those Alamo people and get them all set up. I'm very thankful that it did save the name locations on them because I renamed them before I transferred them over. I just made a custom blueprint and brought it over. So we should start seeing workers rotate down and get that stuff going. And I'm also going to hire a few cleaners. I always hire 2 janitors to get them in and work in this area. Now, there isn't anything for them to do because there's nothing here. But we'll let them, work this area once people start coming down. People might come down and use the balloons or the info, which is really the only other spot you can get a fast pass except for from the front. And let's change this up here. So we're selling red and green balloons. We're not selling that at the Alamo. The Alamo will have a special effect balloon. It will have a special effect balloon. And I don't know what a slimmer balloon is, but I'll put one of those in there too. Because I want to start realizing and finding out, are people coming to the Alamo to buy their balloons, or are they buying it in Palestine? Or are they buying it at the front entrance? Which I don't know if the front entrance sells balloons, TBH. Also, they do sell balloons. What do you guys sell here? They sell specialized... Dude, what the bling blong's going on here? I didn't want them to do this. What is going on? What's going on? Okay, the front can only sell yellow balloons and pink balloons. You know what? Let's go with the Stay Puff balloon. Stay Puff balloon and the Ghostbuster balloon, okay? Not a fan, but we're going to put it to there. And then over here, I want you guys to sell red, green. We'll have them sell red and green. And then this, we will sell the, yeah, okay, perfect. So that should be all good. For other things to note, there is a staff room here with this nice, beautiful gate, which we made a long time ago. And this gate, you have to put, this is a staff-only room, so I'm kind of happy how that turned out. And then this is the bathrooms that can be open and shut during the day. There should definitely be a bathroom sign, though. Let's get that added in. It's not called bathroom in this game, it's called a restroom. And an ATM, too. Alright, let's save real quick, and let's read some comments. And we'll start figuring out some other things I want to get set up and going. I've never been, Zach the Game says. I've been to Texas, but not the Alamo. Add the big Texas foam hat stand. Ooh, yes. We have a couple spots over here for them. This used to be a restaurant, which we may reincorporate. I think there should be a restaurant over here based on the positioning of our last restaurant in Slovakia, but we should definitely have a restaurant here. But the first thing I want to get set up in this area, so that everyone's on the same page, is I want to make sure and get set up the train station. The train station is going to bring us a big funnel of people to come into this area. So I want to get that set up as soon as possible. I'm going to add an additional door here too, because I think this door leads, well, it's going to lead there now. It didn't, but it will now. I do want them to come off the train, go down the stairs, and come in here. We're going to have to use our little imaginations for handicap accessibility, most likely, on this one. And it's always a little bit tricky working on this, because I think I have to shut the train down. And then I have to reopen it up. And then I believe I have to retest the train. No, I do not have to retest the train. Okay, even better. But people did get all kicked off the train stop, so you probably see them exploding off the ends at all of our locations. You'll probably see a bunch of people get kicked off. But they'll get back on the train, no worries. And thankfully, we're going to add in a couple big trees on this side so we can kind of cover this up. We will put a roof on this at some point as well, too. So let's start working on the Alamo. So we are going to need to place an entrance here. And we'll place an exit as well. And we'll connect this to the path. We'll go with wood. And then we'll go this way. And I really would like to add in ramps, just so that it can be technically handicap accessible. Don't know how good we're going to be able to get that, but we're going to definitely try our hardest first. And it might not be that high up. This is going to be a problem here because it just is going to be. Because it doesn't want it to, like, be on top of each other. The paths in this game are very annoying. Very annoying. But I actually think we're doing a pretty decent job. By the way, we're all waiting for the Fortnite servers to get online. They are taking their sweet time putting the Fortnite servers on today. There's some problems they're having on Fortnite settings. So, it's kind of annoying because I really want to play this. I would like to play it. And I'm going to be pretty much out all day tomorrow. So, I don't think I'm going to... If it doesn't come up today, it's going to be probably pretty... I probably might not even be on tomorrow. And I just want to play some Fortnite. Alright, that worked out pretty easy. And then, how am I going to get the exit pathway down? I will say this is probably been the... I will say this is the easiest I've ever built a pathway in Planet Coaster ever. That was way too easy. V5! Thanks for coming out to the stream. How are you doing? Alright, let's try to get this bent correctly. Or as correctly as we possibly can. See, this is where we're going to have some problems. So let's just bring that out that way. No, what is the problem here? I think it's the loony balloons. No, what's going on, dude? That should be able to connect. Bruh. It just doesn't want to connect up based on that curve, does it? Let's bring that a little longer. Alright. Okay, I think we actually did this even better. I think we actually did this actually better than what we originally were going to do. Holy bling long, that worked out way too good. It was very annoying, but I think we actually got this set up pretty freaking perfect. Alright, I think we got it set up perfect. Holy heck, that was way too easy. That was actually way too easy. And now we got ourselves the train, and we should start seeing people come over here and start getting off at this train stop. By the way, I'm still trying to get over this sickness. I hear that the whole Fortnite map is going to change. You're going to lose a lot of your favorite drop spots. Hi, how's it going? Hello, V5. Hey, your paths are not connecting is frustrating me. I've been watching a lot more Twitch streamers on Cities games lately. Oh, nice. Well, so there's a couple people on this train, but nobody wants to get off at it. Okay, well, that's a good start. Also... Oh, somebody did get off at the train. Somebody did get off at the train. That's awesome. Oh, are we going to have a problem here? No. All right, yes, that's exactly how I wanted that. And then can I grab this metal gate here? Press close. I did say originally that I might have people, you know, take a shortcut to get out this way to Slovakia, considering it's literally right here. Probably going to take that back. Because I really don't want people going that way. At least right now. And where are you going? You're at the Alamo, so why are you going that way? There's a staff room right here, brother. But somebody did get off at our stop, which is awesome. So I'm guessing they're going to Slovakia. They're looking for the Metal Pedal Express is a bit rubbish. A bit rubbish? And these people are going to Palestine. So wait. Why didn't they just get off at this train stop and go here, bro? That does not make any sense. Hey, I don't know. It's your experience. It's your theme park experience, your vibe. Y'all do what y'all do. Did anybody else get off? I'm curious. Now I just want to pay attention to see if people are getting off. All right, I guess not. Okay. Let's continue and let's start planning out what we're going to have set up here. So, clearly, I want to do what Red was talking about. I do want to have, a big hat stand here. Speaking of, these were originally built off the path wrong, so let's just fix them while we're here. Sort of like what we did on the inside. I don't know how I even pathed them so wrong in the last series. Like, look at that. Why is this... I don't know what I was doing. So let's flatten this all out. So this is all flat. I know I did that earlier, but apparently it's not going super flat. Okay. Next. Let's get in this build plate. Let's grab the height, and let's make these the exact same height. Which, for some reason, that's not wanting to do. Perfect. Next, we're going to take these and shove these into the ground so that they are at the exact height. Third, we're going to place a pathway on. And ideally, we can make it a square pathway so that it doesn't look so flipping weird. I could also make this, like, way larger in terms of, like, actual pathing spots. By the way, too, I would like to have an additional exit path over here, which we're not going to link up at this time. But we could. Just, like at nighttime or whatever, people could leave this park easier. Same thing with this. There would be an additional... This is pretty spot on. I'm just going to do that now before... That's pretty spot on, so I just want to make sure that that's pathed up right now before I forget to do it. Because that's, like, literally dead on the grid. So, like at nighttime, the park's closing, or there's too many people walking through the front entrance, you can open up the side gate. That would be more of like, that would really be only open on like the peak hours. It's like the 4th of July, everyone's out here, the park is filled at over capacity. The ticket prices dropped, it's over capacity, it's a holiday. Most people aren't going to be getting on the rides that they want to, unless they pay extra money. Tickets are like, cheap. They're like, 75% of what they normally cost, so you kind of know that going in. But we can't accommodate everything, but we can accommodate to is, opening these additional gates and all that sort of stuff. That's really the reasoning why. Well, it's actually realistic that these gates are there in real life. Those gates do exist in real life. Let me put it that way. They do exist in real life, but in the park, that's how they would be used. All right, I want to connect up as many grid spots as we possibly can, too. So when we start pathing this together, it's not so buggy. And I want to try to get the path set up to the Alamobiles, and we should probably start that now. Now, originally, I did have this all pathed correctly, and these lamps were sitting on, wooden posts and that sort of stuff. I think I'm going to have to redo all that again. And hopefully it's not a major change, but it could be. So, this has to be the entrance here. So let's place entrance is good. Place, okay, we're good. So let's get into the queue pathways, and I forgot if I had these set up as... I cannot remember which one I had them set up as. And I'm sure I did this as a grid, too. Maybe not, because that does not line up at all. I actually don't know what I'm doing right now, so please bear in mind with me. Bear with me. And did I just have it, like, hook this way? I guess I did. Oh, God, let me see. Zach Daily Games says, I think you've gotten better at this game since the last series. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely have gotten less frustrated with the game, too. That is for sure. Because, unlike the old series, as you've seen, I'm not going super duper OCD. I'm not going super duper OCD anymore. I could still, but I'm going to just take it pretty easy and not have an absolute heart attack over a video game. I feel like this is a little different because there's some sort of pathway that was supposed to go this way. I don't know how I even did that or why I did that, but the pathway was definitely supposed to go that way. So maybe that was a shortcut between the line? Honestly, do not remember what that was for. I couldn't tell you. Because if this kept going that way... Like, I guess I could... Maybe that's how it was? Definitely got us more pathing space there, though. So we'll go with that pattern. And I think these are the same wooden posts, right? And the exit was here, which doesn't make much sense why I did it like that. But I guess I did. Let's make sure that this is gridded up correctly so we can start getting stuff on a grid again. Because I like everything on the grid so that we can have everything pretty symmetrical and realistic. Does it need a fence here? Probably not on this one side. I would like to have a double fence, that's for sure. And would this be inside of a glass casing? Let me ask you guys that. Probably this would be air conditioned. But we're not going to do that right now. But it probably would be. Because it is inside. I mean, the temperature would be... Oh, man, you know what the worst is? Is when you're in the shade and it's so flippin' hot. Okay. Next. Ooh, look at people are getting on the trains, bros. Yes, they are. They are getting on the trains. And we need to put the Texas hat down. We do got to do that. Well, please remind me. I have to do that, though. Alright, let's fix the ground pathing while we're here, too. Because I don't really need a fence, per se, on here. Because why would there be a fence? There'd be a fence in some of those spots, but not on all of them. Alright, let's grid this out over here. Let's stay on this grid path for a while. And then, even though we don't really need to go this far, I'm just going to bring it out that way just because I can. And I'm going to connect that to that path there. Okay. We're going to turn on the ride. And now the Alamobile ride is open and good to go. But no guest can get to it yet. No guests can get to it. So we need to figure that out now. I also want to move these cannons to be a lot closer so the guests can actually see them. You know, that's literally the reason why people are here for the Alamo. So I don't know why I didn't originally have them so close. Maybe I made them sit back because, you know, they were going to reload them, but they're not going to be shooting off, so. All right, good. Do I build a restaurant? Let's make a poll. Let's make a poll. Restaurant or shops? And if you want to type in, if you want to put click on the poll, it should be in the chat now. I've been watching a bunch of architecture TV streams lately on Twitch with a real architect, sort of like CPP, back when CPP was still a planner. Oh, nice. It's always nice when you find like good streamers or good YouTubers. Oh, I've been enjoying a lot of GTA roleplay videos. I've always enjoyed GTA roleplay videos, but I'm starting to get back into them even more now. It's always just funny watching the roleplay stuff, and not the crazy ones. They're like realistic roleplay videos. Those are the ones that I enjoy watching. All right. So while that poll is going on, we are going to sort of cover this Alamo up and get, you know, some covering on this, because I think that is very important. So what are these called? These are called lime plaster. So let's type in lime plaster and find, oh, these are the real oh man, this is okay. I think I know what is going on here. I think this is why it took so long to do the Alamo the original time, because of how I built the stuff originally. Yeah, I built it a little wonky last time. Yeah, I built it a little bit wonky. We're going to use what we call our imaginations. And we're going to pretend like this has glass windows here. Now, we can do the glass windows like over here, but we're going to use our imaginations, okay? Because I really don't want to ruin the aesthetic. Now, there's no double story on the Alamo. There's no double story on the real Alamo. So, that does not exist. But it's called, what, guys and girls? Imagination. We're using our imagination. Would imagination go through a MOSHA approval? I don't know. But I hope it does. That would not be a MOSHA approval right there. Let's bring that down a little bit. Alright, let's grab some walls. And let's build that wall. And just get this all set up. So that we can be good to go. This is off by enough to infuriate me. All right. Awesome. Awesome. This is looking good. And people are coming this way to sort of stop by and say, howdy, partners. We're in the Alamo. And we're going to start switching the bench types in the Alamo to go to this sort of stone adventure bench. And get a few of those lined up here on the outside pathway, so when people are walking past the Alamo and not stopping and remembering it, they can at least come over there and, you know, take a breather. We're going to throw in a couple benches over here as well. Let's undo those. I'm going to actually have the people sit on the inside. Now, that might ruin a little bit of our aesthetic, but I don't want people sitting here because, you know, look at, here's how people are walking in and out. Don't want that to be ruined, our flow pattern. So we're going to put that there, and ideally we would have a bench here for people to go to the bathrooms while they're waiting. Put those on the other side of the wall. We're going to need to have some garbage bins. Now, we definitely do not want garbage bins in front of the building, because people will be taking a picture of this, because for some reason, you know, they can't make it to the actual Alamo. So we do want to have bins, but we don't want to ruin the main building aesthetic. So we're going to put them as far away from photo site as possible, which will prohibit the pathing a little bit. And then we'll throw some bins here by the shops. I don't think they're going to produce that much garbage. Then we'll put a garbage bin here by the bathrooms. And then we should be good to go. Now, inside here, you guys probably would say, Claude, this is so not realistic. I know. Claude, this is so not realistic. And with that answer, I say, I know. We're going to do exactly like what we did in the UK. And we are going to throw a door, and we're going to call it done. But Claude, we all know that you can't, there's no detailings. We know that there's no detailings. You must fix it. Okay. Do you guys want me to get burned out of this series again, bro? Do you guys want me to get burned out of this series again? Come on, bros. I need to find like a nice wooden door. Ooh, Alamo door. Put a wooden door there, and we're just gonna call it done. Bring this way. Bring this down so it's not floating. Bring it like that, and boom. Claude, but we can see the grass. Okay, give me a second. Please give me a second, please. Please, give me a second, please. Okay. Now it's covered up. As best as we could, but apparently, of course, in this game, you know, this game paths are not perfect. We're just gonna grab a rock and paint that in. Done. Is there a train sign by any chance? I don't know if there's a I have no idea if there's a train sign. There's a train? What about a train? What about a sign? Are there signs? I don't know if they have, per se, that. We should put some wanted posters on the wall. Reward mucho. I think they're floating off the wall. Not that much for me to notice. Wow, Claude has changed quite a lot. Okay, the poll is 50-50% between restaurant and shop. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more time in my head to process on what I want to do. Okay. So we got this sort of set up to how I want it. What is this? This is an oak tree. Let's get one more oak tree in to kind of mask this upper deck. Just a little bit so people don't see it as much. It's there. Oh well. Okay. The Alamobiles, I gotta get that at least up and running as soon as possible so that we can have, you know, it open. It's, you know, a big area. There's also quite a huge area of stuff here, which we really need to get guests sort of outside and doing stuff. So, let's hook this up here. I'm going to try not to ruin the grid as much as we can. Because once you start removing stuff, as you see how infuriating it can be. And I think we're going to end the poll, and I think we're going to go with shops. We're going to go with the shops at least now, because I already do have 3 shops set up. So I want to, we're going to have, well, we don't have them set up currently, but we will in a second. We're going to go with shops because this is sort of a huge outside area. We can put picnic benches and all that sort of stuff in so people can come in here and do their own thing. So first thing I want to get in is I want to do the hat stand because that is what our man was asking us to do. So gift shops, fantastic hats. Get onto this grid plate. And let's hook this up so it's actually flat on the ground. Perfect. So fantastic hats is in. Next is we have Pip Shot Water and Gulfy Soda. So we should add in some sort of food here. Food items. We should have hot dogs. And we should have have ribs, I believe. Just ribbon. I mean, come on, dudes. You're in Texas. How are you going to not have, like, you know, barbecue? So we'll put some ribs in. And then, come on, it's America. We got to have hot dogs. Hot dogs, just, you know, it's a common thing, right? Hot dog, it's a theme park, too. You know, people like hot dogs at theme parks. It's easy food. You know, people don't get sick by them. They're easy and cheap to make. And I think we're going to have a pathing issue. Ooh. See, this is the reason why I make these grids. There's so many grids, and I could just make, you know, bigger chunks. Because if I remove this, it removes every single one of those paths. So we clearly do not want to remove them if possible. But, you know, in this case, we do have it set up that way, so I'm not going to freak out. But sometimes you will want to have it as many little chunks. Hopefully that makes sense. So you could make these bigger, is what I'm trying to say. You could make these bigger. But if you make them bigger, you're going to have more opportunities if you accidentally delete them to all the past being gone like that. You're going to have more opportunities to have more mix-ups and stuff like that. That was sort of the problem that we were having here. They were the smallest that they could be, correct? But we were having a problem because they literally just kept getting jumbled up, and you had to delete stuff and that sort of stuff. Thankfully, it was so small. But when you start getting into huge things and a lot of stuff getting connected, like, for example, here, or inside of a building like here, you really want to have as many little individual grid pieces so that it doesn't do that as often. Okay. Now that we got those shops set up and good to go, we need to go back into our Alamo area, click on the Alamo, and reselect now these businesses which weren't originally selected, and press save, and then that should be good to go. And now, this is another thing, like I was saying. So if I place this down here, which I actually do want... no, actually we'll go with the minimum size. But it's connected to two pathways, technically. So if I delete this, it deletes those two. If you did it and lined everything up properly, you would only be deleting one. It's kind of confusing, but the longer you play this game, the more you'll learn about the pathways being very annoying. And you just gotta really prevent that from being a thing by just, playing it. Alright, we're gonna bring these down a little bit so that they don't look so wonky so high up. But now, technically, the Alamo is good to go. There are how many shops? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This isn't a shop, but there's 7 shops. So we need to make sure that we have at least 7 workers in the Alamo area. We have 8 staff members. Wish there was an easy way to see that. That's one of the things I do not like about this game. Which is why you'll hear me complain a lot. But I believe that there's... Well, there's 8 minus 2 cleaners. So there's 7 shops, but 6 people working at them, which is not ideal. So we got to get in a couple more workers so that they are at each station. And there will be one person that's extra. So only one person can go on break at a time. I think that's really a lot. There's not a lot of chance for a break. But I don't think there's going to be a ton of people down here. It's not like we're missing opportunities to make money. I think we're probably losing money in this case. Okay, other things that I want to start doing is I want to select the advertisements for these displays, which apparently it even saved them from last time too. But I want to select on these advertisements here so that guests, when they see the Looney Balloons sign, they actually see this whole thing. Okay, I just want them to just see this entrance. Is that good? I think that's good. All right, let's click on the information sign. And then we'll select the destinations, which those are there. Select the bathroom. Select this here. I really hope I selected the this on the other one. Guess we'll find out right now, right? When I click on it. I did. Okay, good. Okay. So the Alamo, we actually got a lot more progress done than I thought I would within such a short period of time. I wasn't expecting really to go this far on this. So now we're just kind of going into the fun, sort of creative style stuff that uncharted territory. Let's make sure that this is all green here. And here's some of the Alamo pieces that just didn't make the cut, which I forgot existed. So get rid of those. And are these a part of a grid plate? No. So we'll just take these and shove these in the ground and get some detailing in over there, but not really too concerned about that right now. Let's make some more paths. See, here's where you're going to start realizing, why isn't this connecting, Claude? Because this pathway is here, which is prohibiting it from coming over. If I made that grid path first and then connected these together, then it would line up all properly. But to undo that now, I have to delete this and reconnect them all up, and you can see how pain in the neck that would be. So that's why you gotta kind of plan those things ahead of time, and I didn't even plan ahead of time there myself. But I do want to give a couple places for people to sit down and relax, and get away from the main area. We'll add in some benches over here. And I want to add in more benches too, so we will add those in eventually. A little bit later on, we will add those in. I want to have like this is a main food court area. Like for example here, will this let me grid this up? It will. Ooh. Will it let me do it here as well? It should. Okay, good. And then I want to get some umbrellas. What color should the umbrellas be is a good question. I don't think it should be blue, but it should definitely be a darker color. Maybe like this kind of blue. And do they all need to have umbrellas? I think in real life they would not. I don't think in real life they would all have umbrellas. But we will give it to them. It also looks like the umbrellas would be actually pushed back to here, which is a little strange. But maybe it's not. Maybe that's like a unique design for an umbrella. Well, because then you'd be able to see people better, but the shade would be off. I don't know. We'll put them in like that. And then we will now auto-save or manually save. Okay. I want to get on the train, and I actually want to see how the Alamo looks. I want to see sort of how our entire park looks. Now that we kind of got it all set up. So, let's get on. Let's see what the guests see. I think that's probably the most important. Train 1, car 2, we'll go seat 5. We'll have to speed this up because apparently that isn't pulled into the station because we actually have a lot of trains in this car. Alright, man, this train's taking some time, though. Maybe that's why people don't like it so much. There's a lot of waiting. Here we go. Okay, so this is where the backstage, behind the scenes area, so we're going to need to add some trees there to cover up that garbage in those entrances. Good seeing you guys. Kayla is on with the city stream. Kind of miss when we used to all get together every night. Yes, I remember streaming every night. It was a very, very fun time. And hopefully we can get back to streaming more consistently at times. But it's been a pleasure, V5, for coming on out, and I hope to see you soon. So these are other countries that do not exist currently. This train, in theory, would be open to the public. So if you... This train would be open to the public. There would be a bunch of trees here at this time. You know, just a bunch of big oak trees, and any trees that are native to Florida would be filling in this area so that it wouldn't be just such a barren area. And also, I don't think it would be built like that. I think it would be every other plot would be a country, and then they would fill them in from there. Alright, but now we're getting into the Alamo. We can see the train here, and we can come on in and we can see the... Well, we need some food signs here. That's what I instantly noticed. That's pretty cool. This railing, considering it's inside and hidden, we're going to hide that away. And then we'll wait for people to get on and off. Are we full to capacity? We are. Wow. Definitely need to do something here. Well, we're going to fill that in too right now. Do not like how I see that stuff. Then we just go through Slovakia. And in theory, you'll be able to see the ride down here a little bit easier than what you currently see. Oh, dudes, this is looking so good. Then we're going through Palestine area. See the rides down there. Oh man, everyone wants to get on that ride. Holy heck. And then we're going to go through Egypt. And then this is a stop in itself as well. No railing there. We should probably put some railings on it too, because I think we kind of are taking our time going through this. Going through Egypt. And then to the United Kingdom. Which is really cool, because you're kind of really going behind the scenes here in the industrial ride. Because you go so quickly. If you were on the other train seat. Yeah, here you go. You go so quickly, you really can't see some of those details. Because they're just from the angle, as well as how fast you're going on the coaster. And then some more backstage area, which we need to add in a few trees. And then you're back at the main entrance. Okay, let's continue, and let's add in some trees here to kind of cover this up, because I really don't want guests seeing that there. Or over here, and I also want to get rid of all that black top that is currently laid down. So let's paste and color that in. I also want to add in railings, which I'm surprised that I didn't have set up, but I think that's because I turned them off. Having supports. But I don't know why the railing doesn't just come on this. Alright, I guess if the railing doesn't come on it, I guess I'm not going to freak out about it. Man, this place is just looking so flippin' good. I don't think anybody's gotten on this ride so far, the bumper cars. You get on the bumper cars ride and not a single person's on it. You're the only person on the ride. That would be crazy. Alright, I also want to add in these awnings. I always forget where the awnings are actually in. What's with the hippo? when you type in awning? Yawn. Hippo yawning. And what is this? Saw. Log sawn in half. Oh, I should have put this in the UK area. I didn't know there's log sawn in half things. We have these little things here, but I didn't know they had those. They're just too long, though. That's like a very wonky board, too. Alright, we need just ribbon, hats, and... we need just ribbon, hats, and the hot dogs. Hot dog squad. And where is just ribbon? They might not have one. I hope they do. Just ribbon they do. Even better. Place those there. Let's type in just ribbon. Now, I usually never use these signs because they're always so huge. But they are there. And there's lit signs. So I want to put the lit signs in. And then hat. Yeah, look at how big that thing is. That one's not lit. And then hot dog squad, which is weird because hot dog squad looks like that, but they have a different there's a hot dog dude there, and they're not at the same level. Why would they be at the same level? I don't know. Are these advertisements set up by any chance? They are. Ooh, good to know. Let's select all this stuff here. And I want to make sure that these all are doing the same thing. Letting everybody know about the rides that exist. And we'll do that for these as well. The rides and the food. There's a lot of food here, so I don't know if we would really need a restaurant now. I don't know if we really need a restaurant, but well, maybe. Just based on spacing, maybe we will. And then I want to click on the fantastic hats. And I want to make sure that they change the sale of these to turn these all off. Cowboy hat? Yeah. Archer hat? Maybe? Uncle Sam hat? Yes. Statue of Liberty hat? Yes. Police hat? Yes. Oh, man. Okay, so now we'll actually know. And they got the cowboy hat, so you gotta have it in there. You gotta have that. All right, perfect. I don't need to rename all these restrooms and stuff like that. but I'm going to just because I think it is a lot nicer to know where everything is. Okay, other things I need to do just right now before I forget is I definitely need more garbage bins. Definitely. There hasn't been a lot of garbage here on the ground, which is good. But I know that will like start to pile up. Get it? Because restrooms. But I do want to add in a few of those garbage bins just sort of around this area so that we have them. Has anybody gotten on this bumper car yet? No. It's kind of annoying, but it's a good area, I guess. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Now, my brain is sort of mentally sort of wrapping up. I don't know if I'm going to actually wrap up, but my brain is definitely mentally wrapping it up. What I want to do is figure out, are we putting a coaster in here? Are we doing a flat ride? So, I haven't entirely thought what I wanted to do. I'm thinking what we should do, considering we will have one main country. It will be one main area, right? I think what we should do is like we did in all of our other theme parks and make at least one main themed track ride where I will go all out. I'm talking animatronics syncing up on the ride time. I'm talking about lights, explosions. I'm talking about all of that in an actual ride. And I think that will be the Alamo. I think the Alamo will have a queue that goes outside here with some additional walls kind of coming down this back stretch, which we could probably set up today. Could set up today. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But it'll be one main track ride that goes through the history and the battle of the Alamo. I don't know how I'm going to exactly do that because there's not a ton of animatronics that'll look good for this. So maybe the Americans will be the redcoats and the Spanish will be the police officers, or the other way around. I'm not sure how we're going to get that set up, but I think that's something that we're going to do and make that a specialty stream. Now, we don't have a ton of room here, but I think we might have enough room. So that is a thought that I'm going to sit on and think about. One thing that I do want to do before we do wrap this stream up is I actually want to get this backstage area filled in or something, because we no longer need these back areas anymore. So I don't know if I want to just fill them in or just leave them as is. I actually want to get rid of them. Let me change my mind. I do want to get rid of them. But I don't know how I'm going to, if I'm just going to fill them in or what's going to happen. So I guess I'm going to take one more stream and think about that. So the next live stream that we do, it's not going to be tomorrow because I'm going to be pretty much gone all day tomorrow. But the next live stream that we do will be working on the themed track area over here and getting that filled in, or B, working on one of these two countries, which this is sort of going to get moved over because I kind of want to bring this water closer or figure out this situation. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, if we're working on the next country We're going to work on this. So please bear with me. We'll figure that out for the next live stream. But I do hope every single one of you has enjoyed this up so far. I'm saving right now, so you do not have to freak out. Want to give a special thank you to all my Patreons that support, which is not needed, but thank you so much to Liam, Zach Daily Games, Maxwell, and Meep, as well as our tip donators, our merchandise holders as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, that will be all the time that I have here for today. If the Fortnite servers go online, we will be in the Discord chat. And if you would like to just hang out and watch us play the new season, if it does drop tonight, we will be in there chilling and talking. You do not need to play Fortnite. You don't need to like Fortnite. You don't even have to come. But if you want to come out and talk with us, we'll be chilling in the chat. So if it comes online. If it doesn't come online, then we're not going to be in there. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Claude from Chicago. And remember, a real friendly makes your own luck. Want to give a special thank you to V5, Zach Daily Games, Red Wolf, Joey, Justin, and anybody else that watched this live stream live or post. Bye!